In the previous session, we were discussing about what is multicollinearity and nature of the multicollinearity and different levels of multicollinearity. In the sense, no collinearity or low collinearity or moderate or high collinearity or very high collinearity. There are different stages of multicollinearity. Also, we have discussed about the test to be applied is also discussed. Today, let us go further how to detect multicollinearity. How to detect that? Because we know that multicollinear means the independent variables. Suppose in case of three variable systems, beta 2, beta 3, the independent variables, the coefficients, these coefficients are the related in the sense perfectly collinear as x2, x means the independent variables, one variable increases, other value, the value of the other variable also increases. In the sense they are collinear, one increases, other also increases, one decreases, other also decreases. So that is multicollinearity. If they are both are related or associated with each other, it is difficult to separate them. So how to detect that? So there we use the linear combination of that beta 2 beta 3. How to do that? Let us see about it. How to detect multicollinearity? Examination of correlation matrix. First see the correlation matrix, then as I had given an example for that. So 2 x2 x1 and x2 x3 are I had given to three variables and they are how they are correlated. So large correlation coefficients in correlation matrix means near to 1. Predictor value variables indicate multicollinearity. If there is a multicollinearity between any two predictor variables means independent variables, then correlation coefficient between these two variables will be near to unity. So, a simple technique is to know if the two independent variables they are correlated in such a way that the value of the correlation coefficient is near to 1, then we can say that these two variables are multicollinear variables. So estimation of the presence of multicollinearity. How do you know that? So in this perfect multicollinearity regression, coefficients remain undeterminate. It cannot be determined because of correlation and their standard errors are infinite. This fact can be demonstrated readily in terms of the three variable regression model. Using the deviation from, we can write the three variable regression model as, so yi equal to beta 2 cap x2i plus beta 3 cap x3i plus ui cap, where ui is the stochastic terms or disturbance terms, where beta 2 is determined by like this, sum of yi x2i into sum of x3i square minus product of yi x3i and sum of the product of yi x3i into x2i into x3i. So divided by sum of x2i squared into x3i squared minus sum of x2i x3i squared. Similarly, beta 3 cap just is a formula. It is almost similar to the two variable cases. Little extension is there. Almost this combination is the same. Next, assume that x3i equal to lambda x2i. I had given an example for that. So x2 and x3 are so 15, 90, 10, 50. It was like that into 5. So x3 was obtained there by multiplying the values of the x2 variables by 5. We got the values of the variable x3. So in the same way, here assume that x3 equal to, also we have explained the regarding the this x3 star equal to some by addition 2, 0, 1, etc., 5, 7, like that we had obtained the x3 star the variable. So in the same way here x3I equal to lambda x2I, some by multiplication by some factor, then lambda is non-constant. Example 2, 4, 1, 8, etc. Substituting this into the previous example 7 point, that we obtain beta 2 cap equal to the same is like this, and substitute the values all those things and we get 0, which is indeterminate expression. We can also verify that beta 3 cap is indeterminate, because see the question is why do we obtain the result shown below above, why we obtain the result as 0. This is because of reason, because of they are multicollinear. See, recall the meaning of beta 2 cap. It gives the rate of change of, what is beta 2 cap? Beta 2 cap is the rate of change in the average value of y as x2 changes by a unit holding x3 constant, but x3 x2 are perfectly collinear. So there is no way x3 can kept constant. In the sense, I can give an example for that. So rainfall and temperature say, so whenever rainfall increases, temperature will not remain constant. You can't keep it constant at all. This is out of our control. So they are mutually correlated. They are intercorrelated. You can't hold it. You can't control the rainfall, or you can't control the temperature also. They are multicollinear factors. So this is the example for that. So holding constant, this is not possible. Are perfect collinear, there is no way x3 can be kept constant. This is the meaning. So x2 and x changes thus x3 by the factor lambda. What it means that there is no way of disintegrating the separate influences of x2 and x3 from the given disentangling the separate influences. So means you can't separate, that is the meaning. You can't separate the influences of these two factors, independent variables, on dependent variable. Next. To see this differently, let us substitute the values of x3 equal to lambda x2I into the below equation. We get lambda yi equal to beta 2 cap into x2I plus beta 3 cap into lambda x2I plus mu I cap. So that gives rise to in this form a plus bx in the form, that is alpha cap x2I plus mu I, where alpha cap equal to beta 2 cap plus lambda beta 3 cap. This is equation number 4. Now applying the usual OLS method, OLS formula for the above equation, we get alpha cap equal to beta 2 cap plus lambda 3 cap, lambda into beta 3 cap equal to sum of x2I y divided by x2I sum of x2I squared. So therefore, although we can estimate a alpha uniquely, there is no way to estimate beta 2 beta 3 separately or uniquely. Mathematically, alpha cap equal to beta 2 cap plus lambda beta 3 cap. In the sense, this is alpha is linear combination of the combination of beta 2 cap and beta 3 cap. This gives only one equation and in two unknowns. So lambda is given. So hence there is an infinite number of solutions for this. So you can put any values for these two, you get one values for that. So to put this the idea to concentrate, so alpha cap equal to 0.8 and lambda equal to 2, then 0.8 equal to there is an error in that, so it should be beta 2 cap and 2 beta 3 cap it should be. Then beta 2 cap equal to 0.8 minus 2 beta 3 cap. Now choose a value of beta 2 cap arbitrary and we will have a solution of beta 2 cap. Choose another value of beta 2 cap and we will have another solution for this. So in this way there is a number of values, there is no unique value and hence they are multicollinear. One cannot get a unique solution for the individual regression coefficients. So note that one can get a unique solution for linear combination of these coefficients. That is, linear combination is beta 2 plus lambda beta 3 kappa is a uniquely estimated a given value of lambda. So in the, and also note that the case of perfect multicollinearity, the variance and standard deviations of beta 2 cap and beta 3 cap are individually infinite. Now this is the practical consequences of multicollinearity. What happens in the cases of high collinearity? One is likely to encounter the following consequences. Although they are best linear unbiased estimators, OLS estimators have large variances and covariance, making the precise estimation difficult. So see, as I given the example earlier, the rainfall and the temperature, this is out of control. We can't do anything. If the rainfall increases, automatically temperature decreases. They are correlated. We can separate it. We can't separate this. So this is why this is the practical problem. So even though they are correlated, we can't separate it, and also covariance and variances making precise estimation is very difficult. So because of these, some three factors are there. Just read that, and the large variances and covariances of OLS estimators. To see the large variances and covariances, recall that the below equation, the variances and covariances of for beta 2 cap and beta 3 cap are given below like this, as earlier already explained this. So we can say that the confidence interval also for that. This is for the multicollinearity, and this completes that multicollinearity. Next tomorrow let us take up about the heteroscedasticity. Heteroscedasticity means here there is no multicollinearity. Here perfect correlation. Now there is no correlation, say. Then heteroscedasticity. Let us see more about in the next class. Thank you.